I've had 4 careers. I started out as a lawyer and I found that wasn't very popular. I then became a politician and I found that wasn't very popular. So then I became an investment banker.
During his week at the School of Public and International Affairs, Ambassador McLay gave 2 major addresses, did 3 faculty workshops, and interacted with more than 500 students in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. One evening, he spoke about New Zealand's unique perspective.
New Zealand is a country of the Pacific, a country very much of its ocean. You don't get the feel of the ocean from that particular representation, I can tell you. But it shapes much of what we do and a lot of what we believe. You know, Pacific peoples were navigating their ocean, it's the world's largest, when others still believed the world to be flat and were confined to their coastal waters. Maori called it Te Moana Nui a Kiwa, the ocean guarded by the god Kiwa. And our region, particularly those small island developing states, the region is uniquely dependent on its ocean. It underpins livelihoods, food security and economic development. And that's why we focus so much on its sustainable use, on acidification and pollution, and on illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. And that's why we want internationally recognised rules about oceans.
For 40 years, New Zealand has been a world leader on ridding the planet of nuclear weapons.
And so it is that New Zealand pursues a foreign policy which, while often very supportive of others, such as the US and the EU, still has its own very distinctive and independent voice. It's quite an eclectic mix. It sets us apart from the rest. Part Asia-Pacific, particularly Pacific, part European heritage, but I've got to say over time, much less so. Part small state, and that's an increasingly loud voice. Part of our unique multicultural society, and part innovative, bridge-building, pragmatic, all mixed into a distinctive and independent voice. Today, New Zealand has no political alliances. We aren't a member of anything like the G8, the G20, G77 or NATO. We have a lot of friends. We are like-minded with many countries on many issues, but we're not G anything. So we are free to speak up on crucial issues, and got to say we tend only to speak at the UN when we actually have something, preferably something different to say. The identification of some things that made for successful small states. Small states have tended in recent times to outperform their much bigger economic counterparts, not just in GDP per head of population, but in social measures as well.
In 2014, with Ambassador McLay's unique voice and leadership at the UN, New Zealand will seek a seat on the UN Security Council and take up the same independent role it previously played on the Security Council in the 1990s.
There was a New Zealand historian who once wrote these words: "If we wish to present ourselves as New Zealanders, then we must be able to listen to our own voices and trace our own footsteps." And I'd like to think that our voice for action in Rwanda was principled, it was independent, and that our footsteps walked us on the right side of history.